Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today we'll be reviewing one of our favorite brews and one of our regulars that we buy. And I know it's a little bit of a popular one and a little mainstream, but as I said, we actually drink this a lot, so we wanted to do this one first because we'll probably be drinking this throughout our series, even when we're reviewing other beers. So the first beer we're going to be doing is reviewing Yuengling. I'm Justin.
And I'm Warren.
And this is Brew You. Today we're going to be bringing you the actual traditional lager of Yuengling. This is the most popular beer made from Yuengling. And they do have some other ones. I think they have the Black and Tan and the Pilsner. Those are really good beers as well. But I do prefer this one more. Actually, I'm not sure. I think I like the Black and Tan a lot too. But they do come in cans. They come in a 12-pack and a 24-pack. They do not supply a 30-pack of cans. And they also come with a 6-pack, and I believe it's a 12-pack, and that's it for the bottles. It doesn't matter what you get it in. They both pretty much taste the same. So me and Warren prefer the actual cans. It's easier to deal with. Cans are just, easier to dispose of. So we actually normally just get the 24 suitcase of cans. Warren's going to talk about a little bit of fun facts that where they actually come from. So
Yuengling is actually America's oldest brewery, founded in 1829. They've actually been around since then, and through the Prohibition period, they survived by making near beers that had less than 0.5% alcohol.
Yeah, and I think they also had they started making ice cream during that. They had like dairy, and there was something else they did. I can't remember quite, but
yeah, and you can actually still find it today. I think they still have a small sector of their business that does ice cream as well as some other things.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Their ice cream is pretty delicious. Their beer actually, he mentioned Black and Tan. They also have a Yuengling Light Lager. They also have one of my favorites that is really hard to get your hands on is Lord Chesterfield Pale Ale.
That's really good.
That's a really good one. So this beer was actually introduced, reintroduced in 1987 and has since become the most popular beer they make. Grossing
1987?
1987.
Wow.
So it was introduced earlier under a different name, but it was reintroduced as Yuengling Lager, Traditional Lager in 1987. And this makes up 80% of their volume as a brewery. So it's a pretty huge chunk.
I think I was telling Warren this earlier today. The only downfall of this is you can pretty much only get this maybe in the East Coast to mid-east, maybe mid. I know it's not available in the West Coast. I know I visited San Diego and I went to the beer store. It was very sad for me to not see Yuengling there, so maybe they'll eventually, for you guys that live over there in the West Coast, we'll get this beer over there. And I also have another little fun little thing here. They actually make a barbecue sauce. This actually is available at my local Walmart. This is probably my regular barbecue sauce, and I love this sauce. I actually have a Black and Tan version as well, which has like a honey taste in it, and I really prefer that for like some of the cool ribs and stuff. So
yeah, I think the furthest west I've ever seen this beer or have mentioned it, and I know I have some family in Ohio. They're able to get their hands on this beer, but not until very recently, within the last 5 years or so. And a coworker of mine from Indiana, they finally got it there just a few years ago as well. So it is starting to spread, but it's still fairly localized to the eastern seaboard of the United States.
Yeah, they're fairly close to us. So I'm thinking I'm going to take a trip there here soon. So maybe we can share that on this channel as well. So now that we've introduced what this company is about, this brewery, and talked about it, let's go ahead and start pouring, and we'll give you guys a nice shot of what it looks like in a glass, and we'll take a taste test, and we obviously know what it already tastes like, but we'll tell you guys exactly what our thoughts on it and what we like about it. So let's jump into that. So we got one of our bottles, and Warren's got one of the cans, so we're going to go ahead and open these bad boys up, and we're going to pour them for you guys. So cheers, buddy.
Cheers, man. Alright guys, so first thing we notice here is a very deep, rich amber color. And not a lot of foam either. This isn't a very carbonated beer, so it's actually really easy to drink compared to something like Miller Lite, which has got a lot of carbonation to it.
Yeah,
so
it doesn't fill your stomach too much.
Exactly, yeah. So it's a really easy beer to drink. A very minimal foam and head on there. Overall, very pleasing beer to look at. Almost dark, but you can still see through it.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the lager, you know.
Mm-hmm.
A little fun fact for what I think about this brewery is it's such a, even though it's America's oldest brewery and it is a more mainstream type of beer, I feel like batch to batch, it tastes a little different every time.
It does, yeah. There's a little bit of difference. I noticed the last couple of suitcases I've gotten have been a little different than the others. Still not bad.
No, I've never had a bad batch, but I just love the fact that just trying this beer that I know they're still actually somewhat a microbrewery.
Yeah, in a way, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, their brewing process is still not homogenized like a lot of other big breweries. So you still get variations from batch to batch. They still taste good, but each in their own unique way.
Yeah, it's really cool. I'm always excited to get a new suitcase to know the taste. They're still very similar. Don't take it the wrong way, but it's all still really delicious. So we're gonna go ahead and taste this. So let's go ahead and cheers and try this out.
Prost.
Prost. So it's extremely smooth, man.
It is delicious as always.
There's really not much of a bitterness taste to it.
Yeah, there aren't a lot of hops in this beer, so it's not very bitter. Aromas are good. It tastes or smells pretty normal. I wouldn't say it smells out of the ordinary.
You can still definitely smell the hops in the beer when you take that smell in, but
definitely not overpowering like something you see in an IPA or a pale ale. It's nothing like that. It's very subtle, but it's still there. You can smell it, you can taste it, but it's not going to kill you when you take a sip.
So if I was to give this a rating out of 10, I'm going to give it an 8. This is a regular beer for me, but I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. There are better beers out there, but for a regular beer that you can share with your friends at home at a decent price, I really think this beer is definitely the way to go. So
absolutely, especially for like what most people consider a big box beer. You can find it everywhere on the East Coast area. Being able to get a beer like this, it's delicious. It doesn't cost a lot, and it's definitely a favorite of ours. I mean, this is what we frequent all the time.
So what do you rate it?
I'm gonna say probably an 8 too.
8. So
yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and brew you rating of 8.
Yes, it is really good. There are better beers, like Jasmine said, but for the price and the availability, it makes a huge difference.
All right, guys. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. And if you guys want to see more of the stuff in the future, please hit that subscribe and that bell, and give us that like if you liked the video. And if you guys have any criticism for us to kind of improve in the future, what we can do. I know this is our first video, but thanks for dropping by, guys. Peace out.
Yep. If you want to see us review something else, another beer that you have in mind, maybe something we haven't tried before, drop us a comment down below.
Yes. Later, guys. And cheers.